Welcome back to Bucks TV.
Coming up tonight, Danny chats with first team manager Gary Hayward, players Tommy Elliott and Reece Deitch, as well as taking a look at the Young Bucks win in last night's FA Youth Cup. We kick the show off with highlights from our recent pre-season victories over Leek and Chorley. Two more great wins, with the goals continuing to flow for the Bucks. Danny caught up with manager Gary Hayward to assess the games and preview tomorrow's clash with Chester at the Tarmac Silverland Stadium.
Gary, thanks for joining us back on Bucks TV. I think as a starting point, obviously, we watched the Chorley game, also the Leek game. Both impressive performances, scoring goals again, which obviously must please you as a manager. What do you make of both those games, first of all, I guess?
Start with the Leek game. I think at times the possession was good. A little bit sloppy out of possession. They cheated a little bit. But once we engaged their game plan, last 25 minutes was one-sided in it. Bit disappointed we didn't score more goals. Had a lot of chances. But overall, against a good, strong League side, we made them really ordinary and they didn't really trouble us.
I guess, as you say, so obviously Leek, I guess unfortunate not to come up last year. Obviously we're doing well. We're probably the favourites, obviously, given that they were playing well last year. They've got a good squad. I mean, they were good when they came here. Then you've got Chorley, obviously, from up above us. You know, I mean, you're scoring goals against these teams, and you must feel like now your squad are sort of looking like the sort of team you want to bring forward into the season.
Yeah, I said a couple of weeks ago that it's going to be another couple of weeks before we start firing and hitting back of the net. And we're doing it now. The chances are being created, and obviously we're working well on the set pieces. They're starting to pay dividends. Yeah, squad's very confident. We're doing really well. Just got to keep it up, Dan. Got to keep it up. We've got a massive game Saturday against Chester, another conference north side, and we've got to see where we are again, and then set up week after for the Radcliffe game, which won't be easy. We know that.
Obviously, it's not been necessarily an easy pre-season. It's been difficult. It was a late start. Obviously, the season's been put back as well, which obviously makes it easier. Fans have only just been allowed in, so obviously we played games without fans. We're now getting the fans back. Has it been a bit difficult, really, for you as a manager, given the changes we've had to make, or obviously the leagues have made this season, to build the squad you wanted to go for? Has it not really made a difference to you from a manager's point of view?
Good question, but no, it hasn't really bothered me because we did all our business early in the season, so it gave us a good 6 to 8 weeks as a group. Obviously we brought 1 or 2 in, let 1 or 2 go, and now we're at the 18-19 mark where we're happy with it. The lads know where we're going to be, and obviously now they're all edging the bets to start against Radcliffe.
Obviously you've seen as the team performing, obviously being around the club, meeting the lads, the sort of the professionalism that they've brought to what they're trying to do this season, and buying into what you and the club are trying to do this season as a whole. Do you feel like that's a big change to it, and that's what's driving the sort of performances forward and the competition for places?
Well, yeah. Obviously, back in the last season when I came in, I sat with the chairman, and we decided, look, we're going to start fresh. We'll get some new players in. We kept 1 or 2 who did well through last season and up through pre-season and done really well. But I think we've just turned it around a lot. We're a lot more professional. We've got a lot of professional, more players. The chairman, it's more of a Team Buxton. That's what we want. That's what we're bringing out from academy level, development squad and the first team. It's Team Buxton all the way through. And that's what we want, Dan. We want it to be good, enjoyable, but on the other side of the coin, it's got to be as professional as possible on and off the field, which I'm really pleased that we're doing that.
And I guess just finally, Chester on Saturday, big game. I mean, they're a good side, good club, always done well. But is that a positive for you? Do you feel confident going into that one that, you know what I mean, it's going to be a proper test? It's the last one of pre-season before we go into the start of the campaign the following week. Do you feel like actually this is the one where it's like, right, we start really nailing some things down for you?
Well, I think the last 3, Leek, Chorley and obviously Chester Saturday, with the yardstick, see where we've come, how far we've gone. You know, take nothing away from Chorley the other night. They've come down from the conference. They played the full shooting match. And they was very good for 60 minutes. They passed the ball well. But again, they're tired. And that's the difference with my squad and other squads. We're so fit. We keep going. And again, Chester on Saturday will be another great game. Hopefully there's a lot of fans. And we've just got to be professional, got to keep chipping away at them and just doing our jobs. And if we do our jobs, nothing says we can't beat Chester on Saturday.
No, and it's obviously, you've had a run of good wins in pre-season, and I guess it must be a positive for you if you can go out, play a team like Chester and get a win. That must be a bonus for you to feel like you go into the season. It is an important thing for a player to think, finish pre-season strong, finish with a win.
Well, we are finishing strong. If we win, it'd be great. If we don't, yeah, we'll be a little bit disappointed because we haven't won like 10 on the bounce or haven't been beat for 10. That was the aim. So yeah, to be fair, we'll get them in next week again, sort it all out, and we're ready for Radcliffe 100%.
Brilliant. Well, no worries. Thank you very much for joining us.
Cheers, Dan. Top man.
Still to come, a look back at highlights from last night's FA Youth Cup fixture and an interview with the Bucks Gibraltar international Rhys Styche following his return and their victory in the UEFA Nations League. Next, to catch up with midfielder Tommy Elliott here on Bucks TV.
Tommy, thanks for joining us on Bucks TV. I guess obviously starting point, obviously good for you to be back. Well into pre-season now. Do you feel like the squad's gelling? Obviously, new lads coming in. Obviously, I know you came in sort of last season, so it's sort of similar to last year. But the lads on top of that, do you feel the gaffer's building a squad to sort of go and have a go at this league this year?
Yeah, I think we had a good base last year, and we've kept all the lads that obviously the gaffer and Wardy wanted to keep, and we already had quite a strong bond there. And then everybody who's come in has sort of added into the quality of that, and it's made us stronger. And the more that we're together, even training, matches, the more time we get together, the better we're going to get.
Obviously, for yourself, maybe being an attacking player, last couple of games particularly, the side started scoring goals. That must be a positive for you, having those sort of players, Warren, Walshaw, Steichi, Diego, having those players to link with and go and play. Is that making it a little bit more enjoyable almost for yourself as well?
Yeah, obviously it's good. I think obviously with a lot of the lads who've come in, there's a lot more competition. So you're sort of looking at it like, I know myself, I was looking at it like, obviously there's a lot of midfielders coming in, I've got to sort of make sure I've got my place in the team, so almost got to step it up a gear, which I think I've done so far pre-season, and I think most of the lads are sort of thinking the same. So yeah, we've obviously got a lot of strength and depth in the attack, but I don't think the teams that we've played so far, I don't think they've really caused us too much trouble at the back. I think we've been pretty solid. The goals we've conceded have been due to mistakes by us. So yeah, I think we're doing good so far.
I think on the other side of things, as you say, obviously your performances yourself, obviously you're known for your sort of work ethic, closing people down, but pre-season you've scored goals yourself. That must be pleasing really going into the season, that you're getting on the score sheet and you find the back of the net.
Yeah, I think last year I came in, I think I only got 2 or 3, and Wardy started giving me a bit in the car, so I was like, right, I'll show you this pre-season how many I get. I think at one stage I was on 9 goals in 4 games, I think, so I think I've shut him up a little bit there, but I don't really care who scores the goals on whether I set them all, as long as we're winning and we're pushing for the league. That's all I'm really bothered about.
How have you found as well, so obviously you spoke to other players like Diego and said about that some of the players that have come in other positions, Josh Granite, captain of Barrow last season, obviously Wedgbury's come in from Chesterfield, obviously Kilgallen with his background and where he's played. Are those sort of players made a bit of a difference really to maybe the younger players and what's maybe expected from the manager this season to go and have a go at this and what's required from the club?
Yeah, I think when I came in last year, I think that we were sort of lacking that bit of experience, that bit of leadership of like they know how to win leagues, they've been there and they've done it, and we've sort of got that balance this year where we've got obviously experienced players like Wedge and like Granite who've come in, Kilgallen who've come in, and they've been there, they've won league titles, so they're only passing that experience on to obviously the young lads that are in the team, and all together we've got like a good bunch. Like there's some experience, there's some young, and you bring them both together and that's what you get.
And just finally touching obviously Saturday's game, Chester at the Tarmac Silverlands, the fans are back. Yeah. Obviously that must be a positive as a player, seeing the fans back in the stadium.
Yeah, I mean it's obviously been a weird time in the world. Bringing the fans back in, I think we started last Saturday, we had 300 in, or the Eastwood game I think it started, and it's like a different effect on games. You're sort of playing in games behind closed doors and it's dead quiet. It's almost like a training game, so it's strange. And then obviously bringing the fans back in, it almost gives you that extra gear to go on and win. When you score a goal, it feels a lot better in front of fans. So yeah, it's good to have them back.
Brilliant. Well, obviously good luck for the season. Obviously, hopefully we'll catch you again soon. Well, thank you very much for joining us.
Cheers, thank you.
We now take a look at some of the action from last night's impressive FA Youth Cup victory from our Young Bucks Academy side.
Nigel, great win. What did you make of tonight's game?
It was a good challenge from the first kick-off to the end. You know what you can get with teams from Liverpool. They're going to come and battle. They're going to come and scrap. I think first 20-25 minutes we dominated. The game plan went to as we wanted it to. We pressed hard, we pressed high. We got the 3 goals. I thought we slacked off slightly towards the end of the game, end of the first half, and they've come out and they've earned a penalty. It's the right decision for me. Instruction at half time was go out and just be disciplined. They started to grow into the game second half, but the lads were excellent throughout. We've dug in. I thought the officials were great. I thought they got every decision right, and we showed that we can play football. Okay, it's not easy to play against Liverpudlians. We know that from last year with the under-19s leagues, but the lads were excellent and they deserve all the applause and all the cheers from all the fans. And it's been great to see the lads playing in front of a good number of parents, fans, and they deserve it. So yeah, very happy.
Impressive win. What have you got up next for the lads?
I think now we enjoy it. The lads have worked hard. It's come at the end of 6-8 weeks of hard fitness training, pre-season, and it's not easy. It's a tough competition, and they've come out and they've played friendlies, but to play your first proper competitive game in the FA Youth Cup and come out and put a performance like that is fantastic. Going forward now, we enjoy this. They come back in Monday. We're in full time as of Monday, and the league starts on Wednesday. So we enjoy this tonight. We enjoy it over the weekend, and they come back in Monday, refocus, assess the game, and we build on to the first game next week. But really pleased, really pleased.
Home tie now awaits our young bucks in the next round. Keep an eye on our social channels below for the latest updates from all our teams. We end tonight's show with Danny's catch-up with Reece Deitch, following his return from international duty in the UEFA Nations League.
Deitchy, thanks for joining us here on Bucks TV. Obviously just back from being with the Gibraltar side. Obviously must have been, I know obviously you've missed a bit of pre-season, but it must be great going away with international football and being part of a competition like the Nations League.
Yeah, definitely. We had a tough, I was over there probably 2.5 weeks, tough 2 weeks training pretty much every day really. So whilst I've missed obviously a couple of games here, the training that over there has been was really, really intense. So I don't feel like I've lost anything. I feel I've gained gained fitness if anything. But I'm just glad to be back now. Being away from obviously the family and being away from obviously your club and stuff. For 2 weeks, it's not normal. So just happy to get back and looking forward to the season starting.
Obviously come back in, straight back into the side, got your goal against Chorley on Tuesday night. As you said, obviously you've been away, you've trained with obviously other international players. It must be good for you, as you say. You've done a lot of training, it's kept you fit. Is that experience helpful for you to then come back to the club? And I guess sort of share what you've learnt as well when you come back to the lads.
I think just going away, it sort of enables you to reflect a lot on sort of your club, say performances and where you're at in terms of your club. And I suppose everyone gets sort of pent up, and that when you're in pre-season training, you're doing running and emotions are all high, and it just gives you a time just to sort of stand back and just reflect. So obviously coming back in on Tuesday night, I just had it in my mind that if I play, the first thing is now just work as hard as I possibly can, and I know I can score goals. Like that's not in question. I've scored goals at every level that I've been at. So for me, pre-season's just about getting as fit as you possibly can, getting to know your new teammates, getting to know a new club. Like I say, now it's in terms of the season. You've seen obviously the lads that we've got here, competition for places and stuff. I think everyone's chomping at the bit now to get that season started.
Yeah, I guess obviously, so I've spoken to a lot of the other lads. Obviously, we've done the interviews, spoken to Gary. Every time we talk about the squad and the competition for places, and it just seems like everyone's on the same page, and as a player yourself, obviously you've got you come from higher leagues, scored goals. You've got Walshaw scored goals in this league particularly. You've got Diego, obviously second top goal scorer last season. Tommy's started to score. Obviously Warren's up there as well. Do you feel that not so much pressure, but it's just like, yeah, it's a squad and we're going to have a good go at this league this year, and I've got to put performances in to make sure I'm playing?
I think, yeah, for me it's more personal. It's, you know, I don't feel pressure from anywhere else. I feel pressure from myself to do well. That's how I've always been. You can only do the best that you can possibly do. We have got competition for place and it's healthy. But ultimately when you're on the pitch you've just got a job to do, and that's to help the team win. Ultimately, you know, the goals, like you said, you've got Walshaw that scored goals in this league, Diego that scored goals, myself, goals coming from all over the pitch, so it isn't that we're over reliant on a striker, you know, and that's how it should be. If we're to be top of the league, goals need to be coming from everywhere, defence, midfield and attack. And I think, like you say, with the set pieces that we do, defenders can chip in with goals with the midfield runners that we've got in terms of Warren, Tommy Elliott, Kingy. Those sort of players are always going to score because they're always, their aim is to get into the box. Obviously you've got three strikers in myself, Walshaw and Diego that are proven goal scorers, so it's just, yeah, how do you fit all of them into one team and keep everyone happy? But ultimately that's the manager's you know, the manager's job. And I think from the staff all the way through to the players, I think there's only one objective, and that's to win the league.
Yeah, I guess the side point of that is obviously, as you say, it's not an easy task for the manager, but the flip side with these players coming in, as we've said yourself, obviously international experience and experience playing at higher leagues as well. Wedgbury coming in from Chesterfield, Granite obviously just captain Barrow to go into League Two. Kilgallen, obviously vast experience. Do you think sort of yourselves bring something different to the group of players? Obviously you've got some younger players in there, obviously Conor O'Grady, Warren Clark, both young players, still that could obviously go on and do quite a lot in the game. Do you think your experience is what's going to help out this squad? You know, players like that who are playing well, but maybe at times need that little bit of experience brought through to them.
And I think that's all it is just that experience and that know-how. Like you say, especially the likes of Matty Kilgannon and Wedgbury, players like that have played at, you know, a higher level. But it doesn't matter where you've played at, it doesn't matter what level that you've been at. Ultimately, if you're not doing it on a Saturday or in training, these young lads and everyone else will start ahead of you. So I think in terms of your question, can we help the young lads? 100%. But then the young lads can help us as well. It's, you know, it's a whole team thing. But I think with the likes of Tommy Elliott, with Warren, those types of lads, they can maybe push on and still play, you know, at a very high level. So I'd like to think if we're all successful as a team, then being the young lads, they will stand out and hopefully, you know, move on to bigger and better things. No, obviously disrespect to Buxton, but if they're developing players and helping them move on, it only shines a light at this club. And like I say, I think especially with those two, you know, I think they will be standing out this year. I know Warren did especially last year, so I think now the next step is for them to keep trying to progress, whether it be with Buxton or somewhere else. Hopefully with us.
Yeah, obviously he's playing well. Obviously he seems to be enjoying his football here, and obviously hopefully we can move things forward. Do you feel like, as a squad, obviously you've said about how you guys link together and how you get on. Do you think the squad has got the right mentality? Obviously you've been around different environments, so you know, you've been in squads. Obviously, probably further up the leagues where you've been up at the top. You've been winning games. You've been in games maybe where you've got to scrap and you've got to win games that way. Do you feel like there's enough in that team there to 100%. Say actually whatever's thrown at us this season, we're going to go and have a go?
I think the biggest thing for us will be this year is we're the ones that everyone's looking towards in terms of everyone else in the league. we're expected to win. We're expected to win the league. Us or South Shields are meant to be up there. So I think with that know-how in the squad, you look at the team on Tuesday night, your two centre halves, Brogan, Wedgbury in midfield with Hursty, myself up top. There's over half a team with just pure experience that have played in the league and conference throughout their career. So it's when we go to them horrible places like Grantham where that experience has got to come through to help the young lads, and to just nick them little horrible 1-0 wins, because I think that's what will be important, because we're going to be looked upon to the team to beat. And it was similar when I was in the conference with Fleetwood. They were running away with the league. When I was in the league at Wickham, I think Rochdale were again top and flying, and they had more pressure on them than ourselves to carry on winning. I think that will be the same with us this year. People want to come and beat us because of the squad that's been assembled. So yeah, I think we all as a team just need to pull together, not only the experienced lads, but everyone.
Yeah, well, no worries. Well, thank you for joining us. Obviously,
No
good luck for
problem.
the season, and hopefully catch up again soon.
Sorted. Thank you very much.
Thanks for joining us. We look forward to seeing you all at the Tarmac Sylvan Stadium tomorrow as we host Chester in our final pre-season friendly. Tickets available on the gate for a 3 p.m. kick-off.